Ready to roll. Ready to roll. What's up? We are back. These guys, too funny. Finally, he couldn't wait. He couldn't wait. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Do I have a moment? Newsletter. Oh, yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on. Quite frankly, the business of Paper Gains INC is in a mode of massive transformation, so to speak. So there's a lot of stuff going on, man. So it's one component. And he's early. What's up, June? Victor in the house. Caleb, man, you guys all over the place. Lane, oh man, Troy, love it, love it, love it, love it, dude. So I believe maybe, just maybe, we might have a special guest today. It's possible, very possible, but we'll see. Who was a little worried this morning? I mean, gap down. Not gonna lie, it was a little sketchy. Hoodie, still holding 100. I mean, it's right there. That thing is wild. It's possible. We have a week. I don't want to bring we started this in the server. If you're not in the server, by the way, you can come join the server. We opened up a free section, threw some extra juice out there for the freebies. It's not like the main server, but there is a free section now, and there's some free trades, free technical analysis, free weekly trade plans and stuff that we did give to you guys. And in the announcement section, we throw a little sauce every now and then. So have at it. It's in the description, the link to the server. So jump in. Hop in and you can chat with us every now and then, and yeah, we started this campaign in the server about 4 or 5 weeks ago, and it was intended to be a 4 to 6 week campaign called like surgical strikes, and we are very much at the tail end of that journey, and it was like $1 million mission for me. I'm not so sure. I'm like, do we call it? Is it over? Are we there? Technically, we're there. But is it over? It's very close. I think we'll see. We're about to find out. So I'm not really sure I want to put profit back or not. But we are very, very close. Some things look a little toppy, not going to lie. This weekend looked a little sketchy, gotta be honest. Looked very, very sketchy, but there are certain things that still at the very bottom of the range haven't even gotten started. So I'm like, wow, certain things might just be starting, other things maybe at the end, who knows. And I do, I hope that we have a good Google week. So it's an odd one for sure. Swinging QQQ foot. I mean, yeah, certain things feel toppy. But I got the first signal. It was a toss up for this week's thumbnail, quite frankly. So I went with earnings season, but we got the first real signal on Friday that the top might be in. Just saying, I got the signal. I got a signal. It's not like an actionable signal, but it was the first major warning sign. What's up, Frankie? Frankie's in the house. Yeah, I got a major signal on Friday that the top, what the signal is, it's about the internals. I guess I didn't have it planned today, but we could probably go through it. And the only reason why I didn't really act on it, first of all, internals aren't actionable signals. They're more like street signs, like a red light, green light, yellow light. It was that net flows showed like all day long, price action was going up, but all day long we were showing outflows out of the market. Money's coming out all day long, and it just kept accelerating. Out, money coming out, and I'm like, whoa, that has happened in the past, and it has called tops in the past. But it also makes sense because, super bullish setup, super bullish market. We weren't making new highs on Friday, and we had this Trump shenanigans where, are you really going to go long, go home long, with potential headlines coming? That made sense from that perspective. So really needed to wait to see this week, not just today, but really like the early days of the week this week. And we do have some data coming out this week as well. Yeah, hard to be bearish seeing alt season. And then that's the other thing. We see alt season going. We still have earnings, and then we still have earnings season. So like, are you really going to go sell it all right before earnings season? I'm like, it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. So I'm like, and quite frankly, the transition, if we're going to transition from a bull market to bear market, it's not like boom, overnight. Even in a Trump scenario, the bulls don't give up that easy. It's not like they're just poof gone. It's like a 2-week transition period. So I think I'd have time, and I'll just speak for myself. I feel like I will have time to make that decision. So I'll raise some cash. That was my sentiment. I'll raise some cash, some serious cash, just in case. And at the same time, I'll stay the course. Not going to go hedge and buy a bunch of puts yet. Hedging is hard. Let me tell you, hedging is hard. And then I'll just kind of see how the cards fall. So we should, and yeah, I mean, Frankie, CoreWeave, I don't know. I haven't seen CoreWeave today. I saw, I did see, I saw Circle. CoreWeave looks great. Off the 50. I bet Frankie's going long CoreWeave. Oh God. Yeah, and then we have to see what Miss Cleo has to say, right? We will see. Beautiful people everywhere, for sure. Who do I have for the home? We don't bet that. I mean, we got the quant. The crew was on Alcaraz for Wimbledon. Unfortunately, didn't happen. Sinner was looking good all day, no question. Oh, look at this. I think my buddy has joined. Is he here? I cannot see him.
I was going to leave you hanging a little.
You don't have video, so it only has his audio.
You knew you were going to get that, though.
This guy.
Let me get my mic set up, though, so I sound a little better.
It doesn't even show. Is that a setting? It's got to be a setting. Audio only. Undo. It is stock market news. But I want to make it show non-video participants. There it is. Okay, so now you can see him. You can at least see his avatar. What's up, buddy?
Yo, I'm trying to get this so that my mic is it's using my mic and not my audio. This sounds horrible, right?
No, I can hear you. I can hear you.
But I have a nice mic.
If I can hear you, I'm sure they can hear you. Dude, Sinner would have. Yeah, so I actually, for the French Open, believe it or not, guys, I had Sinner the entire time, and I sent in the chat. I was like, I missed Sinner at 20 cents for the finals, for Wimbledon, and I saw him at 30. I was like, hey, this is a good hedge, but missed it. But yeah, we got Evan in the house, and you're actually early. I thought you were going to be a little bit late. So let's kick this off. If you're new to the show, welcome. What we do here every week, is we kind of go through what happened, what do we need to look out for, and what's going on really for the week ahead. And I'm really happy to have StockMKTNewz, or Evan, if you don't know, in the house today, just because if you don't know this guy, first of all, follow him on Twitter. It's at StockMKTNewz news, but he is the source for all Twitter or X news for sure. We got to plug in the server. He's in the server, by the way. If you're not there, you're a little quiet, maybe a little bit quiet.
Yeah, paper. I am sorry. Great intro. Can you give me like the 2-3 minute delay? I see Frank's in the chat too. Give me 2-3 minutes.
Your mic is fine.
1 second.
But here's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to do a quick recap. And Evan, while you're watching, if you have any headlines that I didn't have, since you're the headline guy of what happened last week, maybe something that's interesting to you, point it out, and we can talk about it for sure. And then we'll go over. Evan does a weekly recap, just like Lux does also. But I wanted to bring in Evan's weekly recap, or headline catalyst watch, if you will, and show that one as well. So last week, here's what we do. So we look at headlines. What happened last week? We're going to do a little bit of seasonality checkup. I'm going to take a look at the Fed Watch tool this week as well. We're going to look at some of the economic data points last week and what we have coming forward this week as well. And then we're going to move into a little bit of TA and earnings as well. So last week, if you didn't know, here's the headline. I think Trump sent a letter out last week on Friday to the European Union. Europe scrambles to avert 30% U.S. tariffs as stocks slide across sectors. And that was over the weekend. And that was the scare. Quite frankly, this morning we gapped down. If you don't know, to NFP lows, which is a critical support level. And we actually bounced to the penny, like on the penny, right up. And I believe we've closed that gap over the weekend, and we have reversed the gap. And we're now right back to, looks like Friday session highs. So for now, this is a good stopping point. We usually do the session around the lunch hour, because this is when things tend to kind of slow down and chill out for a little bit. So the market's usually going to be on a bit of a breather here. It's a good time to take a break and kind of assess the situation. That's where we are right now. So if there was a gap down, if we were going to extend, we would have done it by now. We haven't. So I think the market's going to kind of catch its legs and decide, hey, what are we going to do here? Taco, maybe not taco. We'll see. So far, market says taco coming. Trump is probably pissed about this taco thing. So we shall see. It is definitively, to Patrick's point, BTFD generation. And that is actually what the charts are saying, right? Bitcoin over the weekend soars past 120,000 as the U.S. Congress starts crypto week. I didn't know about this. Evan, is your mic set up? Evan is gone. Apparently there's a crypto week, and it is now. So crypto week is happening. I think that's having a lot to play with alt season, having a late kickoff right now. If you're not aware of this, there's a lot of stuff happening in the Ethereum treasury companies. I do not trade BMNR. I'm not an equity trader. I make way more money personally on options. There are times where I will trade equities. This is not one of them. I saw this thing. First of all, I saw this thing down. I don't know if you guys saw this, but it was like, yeah. So this is where I would be kind of cautious. Trump is pissed. Taco everywhere, right? Taco everywhere. I don't know. So maybe he doesn't taco this time because he is a little pissed. But this crypto situation is wild. So BMNR was down like 60% or something like that last week, while Ethereum was making new highs. This is Tom Lee's crypto treasury, which now holds more than $500 million worth of Ethereum. That came from Evan's post. SBET is the other Ethereum trust, which now it holds over, I think, like $750 million worth of Ethereum. And by the way, the Ethereum trust, and I had to look this up. So the Ethereum Foundation holds about $240,000 Ethereum, which is about $670 million of Ethereum. So both Tom Lee's Ethereum trust holds nearly as much as the Ethereum Foundation. And let me back up. Oh, hello. So both.
What's up? Sorry. Okay, now I think it's connected. Can I make a comment
before
you keep going? I might have bought BMNR this morning. I think let me get my cost basis for you. I think it's that. I got in at 48.
So I don't understand these things. Like I'll just be straight up with you. Why BMNR was down like 60% last week? I don't understand. But what I do understand is like, okay, Ethereum Foundation holds $670 million of Ethereum right now, or 240,000 ETH. Okay. How many ETH does Tom Lee have in this BMNR?
500 million now. I tweeted out the number. Let me get you.
That's about 200,000 ETH, maybe $250,000.
163,000.
163,000.
Average cost 33,072.
Well, so the cost doesn't really matter. So I would compare. So the Ethereum Foundation, 240,000 ETH. I think that SBET looks like about 270,000 ETH. So SBET now has more ETH than the Ethereum Foundation. Sounds like Tom Lee's trying to get more ETH than the Ethereum Foundation, which is wild to me. So these are two MSTR-like treasury things. Why both of these were down? I mean, I get why SBET was down an obscene amount. That was the raise, the capital raise. BMNR, to me, look, it doesn't have options. They're still really wild. The market caps are very small. It's very early days. Good God, I don't understand these things yet. But
here's what I will say. Tom Lee has the sauce. Will this be a good thing long term? I don't know. We'll see.
Nobody knows.
In a bull market, you get a compelling headline. Stock Talk likes to talk about his catalyst. Tom Lee is a name that the market loves right now. He's hit nonstop over the last little bit. So, when you're on a hot streak, when Hindenburg is at the top and they put out a short report, doesn't mean the next one's great, but it does probably mean it's going to go down 10, 15% instantly, So we'll see. I don't get it either. I get it, the grift. And if we're grifting, I kind of trust Tom Lee a little bit. So I'm, I bought it at like 12. I sold it at 24 and 30 or something. And then it shot up to 160. And then, it came down. We got another headline. All my thought was, all right, Tom Lee, I feel like if this market stays hot, that's all I need on this. When the market's silly, the market's silly.
That's totally fair, right? So,
but I'm also dumb, and when I trade myself, I lose money. When I follow paper, better stuff has happened.
We invest in people more so than companies the majority of the time. So, a lot of people like Tom Lee. I don't not like Tom Lee. I mean, I like Tom Lee. So we'll see. Other headlines. So that's it for my headlines. Those are the two big things. I mean, the Bitcoin stuff. Do you know anything about this crypto week? I actually didn't know it was crypto week.
I just saw people talking about it. What does this mean? The losers come out and
I have no idea.
Wonderful people.
Everybody else was shit.
What does crypto week mean?
That was my
I
question.
think what it means is, guys, Bitcoin's going up. So every single time we break new all-time highs, it goes up. Like, that's crypto week, maybe.
Maybe. Apparently, it's a Congress thing.
Oh,
U.S.
okay.
Congress starts crypto week, whatever that means.
Interesting. No, I have no idea.
Yeah. In terms of data last week, there was one piece of data that was interesting to me. So that was like the credit change. Oops. So in terms of the credit stuff, I don't know why I get these weird ass ads on my thing. Mediterranean.
I love me some CAVA. Bullish CAVA? Question mark.
Oh, yeah, bullish CAVA. Total U.S. consumer credit rose. So this was the consumer credit change. This was last week. So last week we actually got, oh my mouse. So last week, consumer credit change estimates were for $11 billion. Good God. We came in at 5.1, increase 5.1. The estimates were to increase by 11. The prior was 16.87 increase. We increased by 5.1, which is a significantly smaller. That's way down here. It's still an increase, but significantly smaller than anticipated. I don't know if people were expecting like Prime Week, like the amount of spending was going to be held back for Prime Week. Dude, I spent a boatload on Prime Week. Probably about 10 grand I spent on Prime Week, roughly. But
what are you most excited for with that you got? Give me one item.
It's not like an item. It's like a whole new setup. So like this here. So this setup that I have right now here, this whole scenario, I'm doing yin yang. So HQ1, then I'm building HQ2. So this is like black honeycomb. So I have white honeycomb. This is like white fireplace with black fireplace with a different fridge. This is going to be inversed with the black paper airplane. Second studio altogether. So you'll know when I'm at the second HQ. That's kind of like what I don't know.
I feel like being a trader and being on the West Coast, you just can't take yourself seriously.
But that's the home front office. So that I'm excited about being able to night streams a little bit better, a little bit easier. Yeah, I'm actually excited about that. FOMC minutes. I just grabbed the quick rundown. So I think this came out last week. I had this already, but Jay Powell basically had said already that he was he would have been open to lowering rates already had it not been for the tariffs, and essentially just it came out in writing. Basically, rate likely be appropriate at some point this year, noting that upward pressure on inflation from tariffs would be temporary or modest. Medium longer term inflation expectations remained well anchored. This is essentially the synopsis from that. And here we are. This is the ratings right now. So this is probabilities for the next meeting on the 30th. So the next FOMC meeting is on Thursday. Right now, we actually don't have anything priced in. So right now, there's no rate cut priced in. I believe that's accurate for the next FOMC meeting, which means that from this perspective, if they start to price in a rate cut for next meeting at the end of the month, that's even more of a reason that we could squeeze one more leg higher. And I'm looking at all of these things combined. I'm like, okay, yeah, I had a signal of like net flows coming out of the market, but at the same time, it's like, well, because we had this EU tariff coming down, which we kind of knew about. And here we are Monday, we see them buy the dip. So maybe not that big of a deal. And we don't really have any cuts priced in for next meeting. And then we have one to 2 rate cuts essentially priced in by the end of the year. That's what we have right now. So that's where we are from that perspective. And then still looking at from a seasonality perspective, before we get to September, which we know is like the bloodiest month of the year, we could still have that last push to go. So in reality, that's kind of where I'm at. And I'm like, well, is it time? I'm not really sure. It's possible that we have one more press, and I'm not quite ready to really let it go in its entirety. So with that, I think what we want to do here is, let me see if I can pull up, where do I have? Oh no. Uh-oh, Evan, I had do you want a screen share?
For what?
Oh, I had your.
I can.
Here.
The Catalyst
Yeah,
watch?
I had it in the server.
It's ended. Let me. Sorry, I posted.
No, it's fine.
We're getting closer though. There you go.
Let me see if I can pull it. Got it. Okay, so I think you can see it. Can you guys see this? All right, so I'll walk it through. So instead of going through the week, I'll just go ahead and grab this right here from Evan Seasonlity. So he also does a Catalyst watch similar to how we do Lux's. Evan's got a little bit. So we got Trump. What is this?
I did take that one from BK. I thought that one was great. I thought it was a good time.
This week, so we're rolling with Evan.
I'm okay to be the B squad. It's okay.
No. We like Evan.
BK is great.
So Evan also pulls this one from Seeking Alpha. So a little bit. So Frankie mentioned CoreWeave. CoreWeave today has looks like an event. CoreWeave an open door. I don't know.
So like what Seeking Alpha likes to put like volatility watch. So this one's more, if you're a trader, I'm sure these names are already on your radar. Most of bought, of the week based on options volume. So yeah, those are just kind of maybe stocks to put people on the radar. They put this out on Friday or on midday.
Yeah. So okay. So different earnings watch. So Fastenal, IPO.
Quiet.
So we don't really look at this.
I put the earnings calendar.
So IPO watch, dividend watch.
Exactly. Wait. So there's going to be a earnings calendar below this, and there's going to be a macro calendar below this. So the stuff that's different in the Seeking Alpha calendar and why I like it, and I wish they did more of it, is like the IPO expiry, the random company
IPO
doing events that I would never know. Yeah, or like lockup watch. So sometimes there'll be analyst reports. Sometimes they'll do around different stuff like that. So that's what I actually look at here. Crypto watch. House of Representatives expected to take landmark on stable.
So this is crypto week. We're still in right. So bill represented first comprehensive federal framework for regulating payment stablecoins. This is hoodie too.
Seems bullish for. Yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say. What's Circle been doing?
It's a good call. I haven't looked at
196. That feels.
I saw it was down quite a bit. So remember that was like 270 something not that long ago.
That's fair.
All day. So this is
notable company. So HC Wainwright Kidney Virtual Conference. Like that's a name that I know logical. He trades with small cap bios. Yeah. I don't see there that much.
FTA calendar stuff.
A couple bio headlines.
Okay, Tuesday company. So Tuesday we kick off earnings season with the banks. So JP Morgan, Wells Fargo, BlackRock, Citi, Bank of New York Mellon, State Street, and JB Hunt. Interesting. So it's Tuesday. So we don't have like the chili peppers and stuff. So CPI is the biggest day of the week from a data perspective. So from an economics data perspective, CPI Tuesday, that's the biggest data point. Looks like Deutsche Bank expects half or 0.4% up month over month. So at least these guys are actually giving
you can skip on most of these ones. You could just skip the earnings and the macro because it will come down to it in a later one. They're like the different calendar on there. OPEC monthly oil report. Yes. And honestly, I trust the other one a little bit more too.
Okay.
Tesla opening its official store in India. There are also stuff around Grok you'll see later in this. And then there was hints of them maybe launching in India. So I would wonder if you also might hear like when they're launching in the country from that first open store. So I would actually watch that out more than nothing.
Yeah, I like this
say.
though, because the other ones we don't have this kind of stuff. So this is
Liberty
definitely
Broadband
more
wake up a little
detailed.
bit. Liberty Media, I'm pretty sure this is one that in some of them Warren Buffett's in. They have like 75 different ones, and they're splitting off into a different couple companies as well. So that there's some confusion there, but I don't know if people want to dig into it. A couple new companies. I find these spinoffs of large traditional companies interesting. I like the tech ones a little bit more. That's why I've been watching Honeywell. But yeah,
got it. All right.
Earnings,
more Bank of America. J&J. So J&J had a crazy setup. I saw a lot of people in the server talking about, but that's earnings. And then this is the first home builder to kick off. Then we have PPI. So CPI, PPI. Beige Book. Interesting. More Fed speak. Thursday, Netflix. Get a little biotech, Abbott. Pepsi, U.S. Bancorp, Travelers, Manpower. Merck has been down and out, man. I did not realize they had a conference. What day is this? Thursday?
They had that acquisition noise or rumor recently too. I actually thought it was a deal closed, maybe.
Oh.
10 billion or something.
This is a good looking chart, sir. This is a reversal setting up. I like the look of that chart. Not gonna lie. I like the look of that chart for sure. Matt Money. Yes, sir. And we do have Evan. Dream team, baby. Hey, Matt Money, congrats on Rocket Lab. My God, that thing is flying high today. That's all I can say.
Paper, this morning really sucked because we had that big move up. And so I had like big hope on the names I needed, and then dagger to the heart. And then I got a notification near my lows, Rocket Lab's up 5%. I'm like, you motherfuckers.
Dude.
And then it started to come back a little bit, but my first reaction was, yeah.
Dude, that thing is flying. But that Merck looks like tradable. I didn't realize it had a conference, so that's interesting for sure. And then Friday, okay, Musk promised Grok will be coming to Tesla. Oh, okay, so we got a handful of Tesla catalysts. Tesla's at the lows also coming off the bottom. You saw Frankie, what a chart. Either Merck or Rocket Lab, both really for sure. There you go. Some more news. I go on TV and the market goes wild. I can this guy. Yeah. Oh, and then you got another one. All right, so I can skip my earnings one. All right, so cool. So here we go. So earnings. Yeah, so this is a great earnings transition. Fastenal. I forgot who that is. FB. I don't know. And then we do kick off earnings season this week. I usually do once a quarter.
This, by the way, it is companies that are 1 billion and larger. I could do more, but I wanted the calendar to be a little bit full. So that's a smaller company.
Yeah, no, I don't. I mean, so I usually do like a free earnings webinar once a quarter. We'll see if I do it this quarter. I might just do one, maybe. I'll have to talk to the team. We are slammed. I'm trying to get this like forever School of Gains built out. It's going to be tight. We're down to the wire for sure. I don't even know if we're going to finish it because I'm like 24/7 right now. Crazy slammed. Between that and that surgical strike campaign that we've been running, it's just been insane lately. But yeah, so we got a big week for sure. Earnings season about 4 to 6 weeks, give or take. We start off banks, and then Netflix technically kicks off the first tech week. JP Morgan, but these guys have all run quite a bit. I think, if you I think watching the banks is going to be extremely important. The banks kicked off this whole move out of the gate, right? It was JP Morgan, patient zero for our surgical strike campaign in the server. Literally patient zero. And it was high tight, really like trying for a while. I forgot what level it was, but and it finally cracked, and now boom, we're making new highs. And then as it was really soaring pretty high, just before earnings came, it caught a couple downgrades because it was coming in a little hot, right? And I believe that it's still up there, but not all the way up there. Came back, retraced kind of towards the 20-day. I think that this trajectory is going to be somewhat on par with what we can expect for a lot of the, let's call it large caps, as we continue to get closer. So if certain things, and in my mind, I have like a Microsoft coming in hot at that 500 level towards earnings in a couple weeks or towards the end of the month. So we might see a little bit of this. I would just go back in time, look at these banks and see that trajectory of how they came into this week. I think we'll see a lot of the same. And you might even be able to like carbon copy those charts and throw them right on top of your mega caps and see how they go. We'll see. GE again, really hot coming in, but I mean, nobody sells GE. Nobody would have believed that it's been on this 52-week high list for like the entire year, almost daily.
By the way, Taiwan Semiconductor will also be reporting this week. June said that in the chat. That is one that I think they confirmed it after this. I think it's going to be either very early Thursday, early Wednesday morning. It's the 17th. You can go there. It is on their website. But that is the only one that's big that's not on there. Bottom right, no, recent financial events. Go down. Yeah, up a little. Yeah, one below it. It's the first one.
This?
Yeah.
The 17th Thursday.
But they remember they're gonna do it like weird. Well, okay, sorry, not weird times, not Eastern times. Anything that's not Eastern is weird, you know?
Yeah.
Middle of the night. Same thing with like ASML that you were talking about earlier. That one is gonna be super early. Like that might even be like Tuesday night, kind of. Fair.
Some of these are still like SLB is like way down in the dumper. 3M, if you don't know that chart, that thing is like come off the dead. Like that thing is crazy. That's like GE turnaround also. If it can hold, it doesn't have the same kind of like. No, I don't know. 3M and GE are very reminiscent of each other, but you know, Larry Culp is just a different caliber. What's this? You have more.
So this now is also a macro calendar. Yeah, I fucking go hard.
Dude. He comes on the channel, starts dropping F-bombs, dude. I'm like, what?
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's all good.
I'm sorry. So I saw the last comment too. That someone. So I was gonna make a conscious effort not to. Okay, no more will come out. I promise. I go hard. I go hard in the paint. So clicking the one, there was nothing really big on Monday, and obviously I can only do 4 photos. Someone's saying shop. What's happening with Shopify?
I don't know. Shopify. So I had a trade on Shopify earlier.
Large.
They might be from the server. Yeah, it's triggering long. Shopify. That's Wednesday the 30th. Yeah, Shopify. It's in our server. It's triggering a breakout here. She.
Very nice.
Shopify does you dirty, man. I'll just. You look away here.
It did me dirty when the Canada tariff headlines came out.
We have this thing. So in surgical strikes.
Yeah.
So. Let me see. It's this one, 115. It's close. I don't know. They might be getting a little overzealous. is this massive level here. Yeah, I mean, it looks, yeah, that's so off this low. 110. Look at, just been building. Yeah, I think she's going. What's the level I wrote? $117.20. Is it 117.20? No. Very close. But it already said that it's going to try. So anyways, let's get back to work. All right, this is Moon Insights. Never heard of it.
They're trying to make a macro calendar for traders, but this one has a little bit more of those ones that stand out. CPI 0.3 is what they are saying here. 2.9 year over year, or 2.5 year over year. That's core.
What do I see the day?
This is for Tuesday. This is Tuesday. So there was nothing on Monday that I put in
photo
there.
one Tuesday.
Yeah.
8:30 Eastern, yeah. Got it. Bowen, Bar, a ton of Fed speakers.
So this one has a lot more of the, and this is for Wednesday. This one has a lot more of the just kind of like macroeconomic stuff. That
so CPI, then PPI. How do I see what was, so estimate?
What do you want? What it was previously?
Yeah.
I cut that out of the calendar. Let me get it for you.
Oh, you dirty dog. You're going to make me do it.
No, I can do it. You can keep going. Oh, okay.
Okay. So CPI here is going to, so this is the market's favorite gauge. I don't know that it's mine. It's not mine. And it's not the Fed's, right? So mine is already over. That's NFP. The Fed's is PCE. This is the market. So that's tomorrow. The market moves the most on this one. I only brought up the consumer credit change of last week, noting that it was actually significantly less than the estimate, because maybe, just maybe, it actually comes in lighter than expected for CPI, meaning that they spent less. Didn't expect to see that. Yeah, shop is moving. So prior point one, consensus is actually to come in a little bit high. So consensus to come in high over here, higher than the forecast. I don't know. And Prime Day is not going to hit until the following one. So we'll see. Year over year, 2.8. When we look at this, and again, this is if we come in at 0.1, it's probably not going to change the year over year very much at all. PPI, it's a little bit more forward looking, but again, not anything major. More Fed speak. Beige book's a little bit under the radar, but doesn't really move the market. Retail sales for June, not gonna include Prime Day. Did you know, by the way, Evan, that Target had this thing called Circle Week?
I did not know Circle Week. Is this like a discount thing that they were doing now?
Yeah, it was.
No, I did see a lot of companies were doing Prime Days adjacent stuff.
Yeah, I was sent to Target this weekend.
By the way, if you saw, a lot of the numbers coming out were around like Adobe, and they were like general internet wide ones, and that's why they were quoting it as it, because like a lot of other companies were doing sales too.
Yeah, so I mean, I didn't know, but yeah, a lot of other companies trying to catch up with Prime Week. I was embarrassed. I'm still probably going to be embarrassed by the amount of stuff that showed up on my porch. Like, my neighbors were probably like, what is wrong with this guy, dude? I almost took a picture and posted it because it was so ridiculous. I mean, like, I could have put my son next to the front door behind the boxes. You wouldn't have seen him at all. Like, it would have been he would have been gone. Anyways, yeah, that's wild. Then Friday, building permits, housing stats, consumer sentiment. So it's actually pretty. So the biggest thing, CPI tomorrow, PPI after that. But CPI, definitively the market's favorite gauge.
And then paper. One other thing to note, go back to the thread and scroll down. One tweet below it and the tweet below this next one. Great recap. Next one.
Another one.
So this is the last week that Fed presidents will be able to speak before the next FOMC meeting. They're going to a blackout period starting Friday or Saturday. So a lot of these Fed presidents, this is the last thing they're going to say before they go in and vote. If they want to make it count.
Yeah.
I would imagine they would.
This is the beige book stuff.
No, this is Fed blackout windows.
Right, but once they turn the beige book in. Well, this is the trigger, by the way, on shop again. Fuck. Sorry. I did an F-bomb.
Oh, damn, paper.
Well, because we're live. I mean, you know what? I saw it trigger in this morning anyway, so I bought it a little bit. I just didn't, it's just gone. Anyways, when they turn in the beige book, that's their quarterly. If anybody's from the corporate world, when the Fed turns in the beige book, where is it? This is their. If you're from the corporate world, you'll know what a QBR is. That's the beige book, and so that's their quarterly business review for their respective areas. And once that. And all these speeches right now is essentially their QBR presentation, but it's all collective in that beige book. And that goes into the Fed. And then all of that speak and their written reports go into making the decision for the next July 30th FOMC meeting. And so basically now is what they're deciding on. Do they or do they not make that rate cut on July 30th? And as of today, there's no rate cut priced in. If something changes between now and then, though, it might be a different story. And yeah, everybody is waiting for Miss Cleo. So with that, Evan, you going to stick around for a second?
I would love to.
Because we do have the next piece, since it's, technical is always super difficult. So, oh, by the way, I stopped with the Red Bull. I got this new. Oh, and I had to change the freaking edge on this stupid fridge.
What are those?
I think I'm going to go this one. These aren't bad. I went to Costco. I got the case of these Liquid Death. What's this?
What's the flavor?
This one is Cherry Obituary. I don't know if you can see it.
All right. Interesting.
It's not bad.
Liquid Death is just so weird.
It's good. Might be favorite Prime Day purchase for the refrigerator. These can organizers that are like Safeway, they bring the cans forward. So it's always nice and neat. So those will come in. I'm actually excited about
little
those.
Things.
But anyways, that money, when Rocket Lab, we do Rocket Lab on Technical Tuesdays. Rocket Lab, by the way, is already happening. And it is in our, and it is when Rocket Lab, it is in our surgical strikes. I almost thought that said Rocket Lab Junior, which would be Redwire, right? I guess we're going to do that. I don't know. But anyways, so without further ado, let's get on with this.
Do I get to ask the first couple or no?
Ask the first couple.
Stocks, or what are we doing here?
Oh, dude, we're gonna move on to the next part of the show, and possibly your favorite section, or what do you call it? Is it section?
Say nice things about Apple section.
Oh my God, you guys, what am I gonna do with this guy? Not the section. Segment. The segment that is the T in TA, which stands for tarot. But anyways, let's get on with the show.
Oh, Miss.
All right, boys and girls, this is the moment, in fact, that they have all been waiting for. Evan, the T in TA stands for tarot. Surprise, surprise.
This is the greatest moment of my life. I can't believe I'm
it
here
should
live.
the cards, the gifts of Miss Cleo, right? So here we are. So this is the way it works. This is for fun, entertainment, whatever. It is what it is. Sometimes she hits, sometimes she doesn't. I mean, so we get a theme card at the top. And I didn't do the right one. We get a theme card at the top, and it's not so bad. Shit,
Friday one looks scary.
I closed my silver. I see a lot of silver tones too. And I'm like, damn. Oh well. And then one card for every day of the week. Maybe I shouldn't have closed my silver so much. Damn, this Shopify is going on. All right. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And the theme card is, what is that? The moon. I did not know that the moon had a lobster. Does this mean that we're eating Did you know that lobster was like originally the cockroach of the sea? And it was like a poor man's food? Did you know that? Fun fact.
I did. Lobster is not that good. It's just an excuse to have a lot of butter. A really expensive excuse to have a lot of butter.
Well, it wasn't actually always. In the Caribbean, it's really not good.
It's not bad.
Dude, you're down there now. Don't you live in the Caribbean now?
No, I am back up in New York.
You're back up in the... Okay, so true story. You go to the Caribbean. You have lobster. You look at it. It's like, it's cheap. It's not the same at all. And I don't particularly care for it. So there's that. They don't even have claws. They're like spiny lobster. Oh my God, Shopify is doing the deal right now. Oh, that's so sad, but not because I'm okay. Anyways, this one looks like a nice card. We're partying, 3 of cups. Looks like everybody's having a good time. No big deal. Not a care in the world. All right. Speaking of the world, that's number 2 for Tuesday. I mean, it's like party on. We've lost our clothes. We are probably belligerently drunk after the party. Oh yeah, this is party on, baby. This is CPI day. Oh yeah. So we got party day today, and then it just gets out of control tomorrow. Belligerently drunk, and our clothes come off, and then oh shit. Then we go to the principal's office, I think. Whatever that is, the priestess. Then we have to pay because we go, whatever this happens, I don't know. The high priestess comes and it's like, okay. So now we go, we talk to mom, and then we talk to dad on Thursday. Oh man, honestly, that's what that reads like to me. I don't know what that means. But yeah, King of Wands. And then we have to pay penance, maybe. Oh yeah, I have no idea. But you know what, Miss Cleo, let's see what she has to say. So the theme card is the moon. So theme card, the moon can bring a crash. Okay. Dude, Shopify is just squeeze. The moon can bring a crash from the heavens or an unstoppable rally after a long struggle with resistance. Since the market has mostly been unstoppable to the upside, except last week, Miss Cleo, just so you know, with all selling being absorbed, it's very possible that this is the week we see a fall from grace. Oh, stop. Now, here we go. I don't know what she's talking about now. See, it started so good, dude. This is what happens. Last week was red, so that complicates things just a bit, as does this gap down on the futures open. Either way, we can expect some trend days. Let's see if the daily cards tell us which direction that trend follows. All right. So to Monday. Monday is the 3 of Cups. This card is low energy and speaks to distraction and partying. See? Party on. Perhaps it's a premature celebration. It usually brings mean reversion, which makes sense because the 3 happens near the beginning of a move. So today is the beginning. It also rarely trends negative. Therefore, I think we're buying dips today, Monday, even with the gap down on Sunday. And there you go. Tuesday, tomorrow, the world. This card brings completion already in the way that often sets up a reversal day during the following session. If Monday is mostly sell pressure, then Tuesday's best hope is a flat close, so rallies should be sold. If it's mostly buy the dip rallies on Monday, then we can expect more of that on Tuesday, which it is buy the dip Monday, so we can expect more rallies follow through Tuesday. Huddle shop, she goes. All right. Wednesday, the high priestess. It's typical of Wednesday to offer a pivot. And that's exactly what the world sets up for Wednesday's action. This card usually trends, so trade momentum. Trust your instincts and intuition despite the public sentiment. So that's PPI day. So Tuesday CPI, Wednesday PPI. She gave us really nothing to chew on here, did she? It's typical of a Wednesday to offer a pivot. Is it though? Is it? Is Cleo? Is it really? And that's exactly what the world sets up for today. So the world is a setup card into Wednesday, the priestess. This card usually trends. So trade momentum, trust your instincts. Beginning of the end, I don't know. Thursday's King of Wands. This card usually brings continuation of what? She's not being clear. In both directions and energy. Trend brings trend and chop brings chop. Expect that word is impulse. Oh, expect impulsive action with lots of swings to scare people out of their trades. Okay, so this is trappy. This is not choppy. This card usually brings continuation in both directions and energy. Trend brings trend. Who's reporting Wednesday? Is Netflix reporting Wednesday?
They're Thursday.
Okay, so it's the day before Netflix. J&J Wednesday open. Bank of America Wednesday open. This is Thursday. GE Thursday. Yeah, so this is Thursday day. Or it could be Thursday night, who knows. Lots of swings to scare people out of their trades. Okay. Don't get in front of this guy as his energy is very strong. Okay, Mr. King. Friday is the Hangman. We are choosing to take a voluntary pause in order to gain. So Thursday, we close her out, just like every bull market. Thursday's a closeout day. Pause in order to gain momentum in the future, or best case, a positive chop. Our worst case is negative trend. I think we'll be selling rallies for most of the session. Recap is Monday, Tuesday, similar with Wednesday or Thursday pivot. Pretty standard week, says Miss Cleo. Okay. I mean, there you have it. I don't really know what to say there, except I think my first read of Party Day, which just completely gets absolutely out of control tomorrow, and then maybe we pay the piper at some point later on in the week. But until then, party on, boys and girls. That's about there's no dip today, Peter Pan. I mean, the dip was over the weekend. That's what she's saying, for sure. So that said, here's what we're gonna do. This is my view. If you want to drop a couple tickers, drop them now. Evan, if you want to drop some tickers, I'll give you a first shot. Or you do not have to drop tickers because you're here.
Apple, Google, SOFI. Bang, bang.
Google SOFI. Okay, first things first. What I am going to do is I'm going to do SPY. And I'm going to do NFP, what I call NFP levels, right? So SPY is right here. NFP is Thursday. So last Thursday, we got to mark the pre-market low from the moment that SPY received non-farm payroll data point. That is right here to the high or low of that day. It's right here. This is the box. What's true is that at no point have we gotten out of the box. And the gap down this morning in the pre-market took us exactly, and when I say exactly, I mean to the penny, to the bottom of that range. And that, in fact, never really broke range except for the first day, essentially. But for this, what we're looking for is we're always looking for a full day, like open and close outside of this range. We never actually got it. This is an open in, close out. This is an open in, close out. It's never an open out, close out, or in general. Also, to the upside, we've yet to get an open above, close above. We've never gotten an open below, close below either. So from this perspective, you're opening at the lows, expect to make the journey to the highs. You open at the highs, expect to make the journey to the lows, and you chop in this box. For now, we are firmly in this box. Party on. We're coming off the lows. Up here, this was Thursday's close. This, in fact, in our server, I said was probably the worst case close because we didn't get out of the box. And in fact, that was the worst case scenario. But here we are opening at the best case scenario. And that whole week, essentially, last week was positioning week if we were going to have it. Worst case would have been to open below NFP today and close below, which in fact we did not do. So for now, we're safe. And nobody's calling the party off for now. Okay, so you wanted, what was it, Google?
Yeah, let's start with Google.
Google's very close. We're pennies away. We're probably there. So for Google, I'm going to say we're there. Google, shout out Trend Spider. I'm going to pull this up. I haven't done this in a while, but I believe Google's best seasonality is early July, similar to Apple, I believe. Month of the year. Yeah, boom. So the best month of the year, if you didn't know, is Google. On average, did you know this, Evan? Nobody knows this. On average, Google is green 88% of the time. On average, in the month of July, on average, Google is up 7.79%. This is screenshot worthy.
I did not know that.
Nobody knows this. That's why seasonality is pretty cool. That's tweet worthy. But on average. So let's go to the week of the year. So last week was technically the best week, meaning that Google was going to be green 81% of the time with an average change of 2.4%. This week, it's averaging 50% green, 1.9%. Next week, 1.6% on average green, 53%. It's got 2 more weeks to go. Technically. So, but what do I need to see? This little red line, that's a quarterly level. That is 181.40. I was going to call this about 181.70 right here. 75. This is about 181.85 to be clear. Let's say, and I think it is here now. So let's say 181.70. We're going to call this a change of character. If I were to take this and really, let's say, extrapolate, let's go far left. And let's just make a straight across. And I think it was 181. I don't know. I think it was 181.75 was my swag. It's a big pivot. 180, 175 here. Here, here, here. These tops here, here. This is a big fat level that we're sitting on right about here. So this moment right here, right now, that Google sits on, it's on it. It looks like it's going to get rejected here, but if we can get, I say we, if Google can get a little bit higher, let's say tomorrow, gets an open above, close above here, 181 and change. This does give you a pretty clear trajectory to the next level, couple levels, and that's initially the 185s, which seems small, but that's going to be the amount of momentum that Google will have. And remember, earnings on Google is not this week, it's next week. So next week, Google coming off the lows from here, 184 is what we call a fair value gap, and this little order block right here. So having hit its head in the pre-market right on that volume shelf makes sense. I think all of this becomes a little bit of a back and fill, not even that big of a deal. If you can get that close over, I think this does happen. The trajectory here is probably into, we're going to give it this box. That is a 190 level near term. What I'm going to do here, is just quickly measure this consolidation from last week. Gives me about 188 to 192 right in this area. And of course, ultimately we have this 203 massive fair value. But because we have earnings on the 29th, did Google move? Did Google's earnings move?
For
sure, they just moved.
Why? When did you have them? Or are you talking about Earnings Hub?
Talking about Google. Oh, that's irritating.
Date of second earnings, it's going to be July 23rd is the confirmed time on their website.
Okay, yeah. So TradingView is the one that sucks. So I was like, all right, this is not right. This is not July 29th.
It's 23rd.
Is that confirmed on their website?
I see someone just put 22nd in the chat. Yeah, 23rd is what it says.
On their website?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll go with you. So because of that, I was not able to. So I don't want July 25th contracts. Although they don't seem that expensive. Why are they? At a glance, these seem very underpriced, quite frankly. I'm gonna have to do some more digging here. 182.50. Let's just say 180 straddle for Google for 11-day expiration is $11. Just me, I feel like that's a little underpriced. Feels a little underpriced at the moment. I have to do math. But once I do the math, I'll come back. That feels slightly underpriced. Pretty sure. 190s would be the next stop-ish. But this coming off the lows, it is in the uptrend. I have some Januaries on this guy. In general, I do feel like this is a little bit, I feel like these options are generally underpriced at the moment. Yeah, HV is 29 percentile. Current IV is 41. So some of these are probably underpriced. Some of these might be overpriced. We'll have to do some more digging. But it's right there. It's at the level. It's a little close to earnings, but I don't think it's come up that much to warrant any kind of sell-off. So I'm really not that concerned on the Google here. I do like it. So what's the next one?
I
think
I'll only ask 2 out of 3, and then we can go to the chat. Let's look at Apple.
Yeah, so Apple. So Apple first move was to 215, right? And so 215 for the seasonal trade, 214 here. That was that first block. The next one's going to be into 220, and that 220-ish area could be to 222. What I'm looking for is to fill this fair value of the rest of this candle. So this giant duper of a candle, if you will. This little white box, and on the right-hand side of my screen, you'll basically see the massive volume shelf that just kind of falls off right here. So we've filled a lot of this, but see where the volume kind of falls off here? That is an inefficiency in the market. If we're going, if this happens, then I need to find essentially where's the low right before this happens. And for me, I've pulled out this little order block here, which if this is the last low, these are the last 2 lows. And this is the trajectory that we've been kind of hanging on so far. I can kind of get some angles. Not that angles really matter that much to me. Honestly, they don't. These are very tight. I think it's worth a look. And I see a little bit of confluence here. So these guys, all of this general area, and it's very general. Can it pull down? And here's the problem that I have on Apple, is that it's worth a placement at this 207 area, give or take. So I'm long Apple. But I also know that, like, if this fails, it can quickly come in like another couple bucks, which might crush some near dated options. So for that reason, I'm pretty light on near dated options and a little bit more on, I say near dated, so that's like weeks. Let me look at the chain today. But that's kind of the trajectory. Like, I have it here. I will increase if I have that. It was about 202 of a pullback. 202 to 203. But this is what I would like to have that trade look like. So here, I like it around the 207. I would love it more if I got a little bit better dip, but I don't know that I'm going to get it. So it's got to be a partial. Position here now. It's not super strong. I'm not getting any kind of real reading. And I know that unless it's over 215, this whole move is really not happening. So one of the two things has to happen. Either you can just not do anything and wait to see how Apple reacts somewhere around here, or you can wait to see if you can get this. So either your trade location here is just like, it's meh down here, right here. It's better here, or you can wait around here. These are your two areas, here or here, for trade location. There's a much better trade locations on Apple. Right here, right now, this is more like you just have some runners from prior profits. It's not like focus moment on Apple unless you're up and over that 215 or you're retesting that 20 and 50 day support level back in here. Otherwise, it looks okay. I like it, but it's not going to be the focus here and now. It's just kind of at a medium support level, but more of just like sitting here going sideways at the moment. It'll be in a breakout mode over 215. And then we're going to 222s, give or take. That's Apple. Yeah, peak to peak. And going to Google doesn't beat on earnings. I don't really know. You know, I don't play that game at all. I definitely don't play. Does this or not beat on earnings? I do play is this overpriced or underpriced game all day. That's an easier game to play. But I like Apple. I have Apple. I think there's a decent chance this is it. But I also know the risks of this failing here. All right. Next one, sir. You had one more.
I wanted to look at SoFi, but
SoFi
I'm
is
intrigued by this one. Actually, I'm not. I'm in the other two. I'm not in this one. But I put in an order this morning and I missed it by little. It went up without me.
I don't think you chase SoFi here, dude.
That's fair.
I think you missed this ship. So SoFi, unless it's like a short time. So SoFi, I think you have it to like maybe 25. But you got to be in like.
That's what I was saying. This was a trade for me, 100%.
Yeah. I think you gotta buy a lot more time than you want on SoFi. I had these $15 leaps on SoFi that I sold the other day. I'm thinking maybe I can roll them up to 20s because SoFi has that. It runs up to earnings. It does. So it probably has another run into earnings. I think SoFi has another run into earnings. If the market can hold that critical support, you probably have another run into earnings. And so it might be like January 20s or like Jan 2027, 25s maybe. But you got to take down your profit or your principal. Take down your principal plus some if you have profit before earnings, just in case. Because she likes to do you dirty. But she's run a lot. But this is like a broadening formation. Well, it's way over. You're continuing. It's just going still. But you got a couple more bucks, I think. As long as you continue to make higher highs and higher lows, structure's sound. As stretched as it continues to be, doesn't really matter. All right. To the chat. I'm going to scroll up. No more. I'm going to timestamp this. You did BMNR, right?
I took some BMNR at 48 this morning in the pre-market.
So I'm going to work up from SBET. So in the pre-market at 38.
48.
Pre-market, it was 38.
Yeah, but I got in after. I don't want to, like, I let my headline sit for a little bit and then I made a move.
I mean,
I actually got in at 50 and then 46, so 48.
Yeah, I don't know why this thing took like from 120 the other day. I can't hate the logic. If Tom Lee's got this, Tom Lee's got the sauce. There's not really much to chart here, dude. These things just squeeze like crazy. It's either going to go or it's not. This is one where it's like, I would love to chart for you with 290 million market cap. There's nothing really I could do. It's over pre-markets. It's not over prior day. Prior day is 52. So we'll see. Huge range. SBET's going to be similar. Yeah. SBET's definitely going to be similar. There's not much I can do from a chart perspective here. You either believe in this stuff or you don't. Friday, high 22.90. Gap is, well, I can do gap rules, which are, I don't even need to use a tool. As long as it's over 2350, it's not going to fill the gap. But if it's under 2570, it's not going higher either. That's simple. CVX. You guys are on oil. So this purple line is 200 week simple moving average. I think so. It hit its head up here. 200 day is at 150. 20 is at 148. This one, not super interesting. I think you kind of missed it. Earnings are August. Yeah, it's this is not one I trade. It's long term. Exxon also passed right now. You have to have the setup for this. You have to buy these at this level. And oil is like, I think oil is just like, it's at the highs. Yeah, oil is no good here. It's in a no trade zone. It's almost a short. Yeah, so crude and these are on a no trade zone. TTD. Oops. TTD is not bad. TTD is playing with the 200 week simple moving average. Again, that's that 200, that purple line right there. So this is support on TTD is like 73. You're way over it. This is a massive consolidation. There's not much to do on TTD except for chill and wait. This is like 70-day consolidation right now. They're going to have earnings soon and later. This is software sector. I think the software sector is primed if another sector is going to go. Post this earnings, this dotted line is day one. And then this is going to be day two, TTD earnings, which is what we're sitting on, what it's sitting on. I'm long TTD, but it's also the 200 week simple. So right now it's got to get over here. That breakdown and pivot, this is a pretty solid volume shelf. And this volume point of control right here. So this is a pivot on TTD. It's not quite over it. I want to see it over 77 and change. Just got to let it build. That 200 week is no joke, that purple line. But if it can't, then it pulls back to 73s. And if you're in near-term options, then those are going to get crushed. But if you stop out on near-term options, when you get crushed, it'll the second you stop out on something like that is going to be Shopify 2.0. Meta holding.
By the way, there was a little headline that France, this was kind of known, but the European Union allowed states in the country to ban people from using social medias based on age. So like France wanted to stop 13-year-olds from being able to use like Facebook or something. And it looks like they're going to be able to do that.
They are going to be able to do that?
Yeah, that's Macron put out a tweet like 10, 15 minutes ago.
Nice. Meta is extremely difficult here. I'll just say that. So Meta is like one of those breakdowns, but not. It's got to get over 730. Otherwise, it's consolidation. You have a fair value to 733, but even then, it's like that's it's building. You're gonna have this is gonna be a day trader. It's not a swing trade setup. When is Meta's earnings? That's gonna take a lot more time than I have to do this.
Meta earnings the 30th.
Like, this is constructive, but if that's a breakout, it's to like 775s. And you're going to be sitting in a consolidation for a while, basically till earnings. I don't even know that it front runs earnings, but it would be like that. But that's equity. That's hard to trade unless you're selling puts on Meta. I would be happy to sell puts on Meta, something like that. Boeing. Let's see. So shit, me. Boeing's at the top of the range though. I think Boeing's just going to traverse that. Ooh, that is a toughie.
A lot of defense headlines coming out over the last couple of days.
Yeah.
The one with the U.S. sending weapons to NATO then sending them to Ukraine. That deal was passed, and then also there's a story that he's going to announce a $70 billion AI and energy investment in Pennsylvania. I don't know.
So like the Boeing, like this is Boeing. So SOFI broadening, Boeing broadening, large broadening with a smaller broadening inside of that one. Which is wild. Boeing is wild right now. I think 230 get you there. That looks a little choppy. I want this one back, but this is the problem. There's so many earnings coming. I just don't think you trade this short dated anymore. I'm looking out to November. I see one strike that's definitely sticking out, but that looks like it's sold calls. It looked like sold November 260 calls. Definitely looks like more to do. At least for now, it looks like sold. November 260. Looks like they bought and then they turned around and they sold them. They couldn't make it. Somebody fat fingered them. I don't mind it, but something along those lines. Yusuf, it's in the surgical strikes for sure. Nucor. That's the steel one. I haven't done that in forever. Yeah, anything that has earnings like real close is gonna be tough. You're gonna have like some of these might be like, okay, you got you got earnings coming in. If you've run up like this, I think that with earnings in a week and a half or less after a move like that, these are the ones that might be more subject to some kind of pullback. This one after the U.S. Steel deal, I don't know. That's critical support. You probably get a little bit of a pullback, and then you continue on. Hoodie, PSN June. What is this? It's fine. I don't know what this is. PSN, Parsons Corporation. You heard of this? Never heard of this. Air traffic management. Oh, God. Okay. It's a tough spot here. You got to get up and over. Otherwise, 70s look like decent pullback. Yeah. This one looks like big moves, so you might be in that low 70s pullback area. Either it's back over 76s, and then you get back into the 80s, then you get up to the 80s. But right now it's at a huge run, so it's small pullbacks. It's holding pretty well. Yeah, I think you just let this one consolidate. It's just consolidating. It's not a crazy breakdown or anything like that. Low volume. It's just a little bit hot. So probably a few more days. Hoodie, man. I don't know, hoodie. The thing is wild. It's not like fully. So for hoodie, it's still going. I need a full day up and over. I don't have it. I see a little bit peaking above. It's holding, slowly going, 104.22, and then eventually 122. But this thing is crazy. End of the month, then we got earnings. I think it's just still in consolidation. NVDA. Also, high tight. No breakouts here. These are all just very incremental type moves. These mega caps not really moving. CRM though, that one I like. This is very interesting to me. CRM, very, very interesting. I mean, I'm probably early. I'm always freaking early. So I'm not seeing a whole lot of interest, but this level was like, oh God, it was going to look really bad. A lot of the software. So this was last week. It's just like this little tiny liquidity grab. It could go lower, I guess. Dude, I think this is it though. I think this is that failed breakdown. I'm buying CRM today. Like now. Like today swing. I closed it last week. She just wasn't doing it. I don't give a shit. This one would be one where you're like, dude, it's so freaking low. When a CRM report? End of the month. 25th. This would be like my second shot. Second or third. First shot paid for shot 2 and 3. I'll just tell you that much. First shot was like 1,000%er. Shot number 2, 0%er. Shot number 2.5, no good. But that's okay, because shot number 3 can be the one. At this level, just saying, I like this what we call like a failed breakdown. Liquidity grab here, 1, 2, 3, that's fine. I mean, I don't need to paint this picture again. Whatever, it doesn't really matter. But we have, oh God, my tools. These trading. I'm supposed to get, I have this, and I'm supposed to be able to draw, but it's in routes. It's coming. So this will be a lot cleaner. I have a session gap. I have a lot of fair value. I mean, a lot of these. I think this gets sucked up in here heavily. But this is like how Coinbase started. This is how they all started. The first one was down here. Over here. And then the second trade was trying to press the bet. This was 1,000%er. This is the same setup right here, right now. And I'm still trying to get back into this. And ultimately over here. So I think back towards these lows, I'm going to do it. I'm doing it. So I'm doing CRM. I don't care what they say. Doing it again. MDB. So these are the software names. NV 213. So this is, so 213 was here. This one actually did start to curl up and over. This might be on, so it woke up, got that first rejection. This might be on that liquidity grab move right now. That presses it. So no reason to like force this bet, but it's definitely a watch here. I like this area somewhere down here. It's not going lower yet. Maybe tomorrow it does. We'll see. I don't know that there's a whole lot of interest in this, but the 50-day is at just under 200. This last earnings report was pretty interesting. When do these guys report next? I think these guys are later. Yeah, these aren't until late August. So there's no reason, no major reason for these guys to go just yet. But Mongo, I like. I like the software sector as a whole. This one did wake up late last week. It's right in that squeeze zone down here. If this does go, this is definitely a name. MRVL, CAVA. MRVL, let's see. Oh, MRVL's holding. MRVL's fine. Pay the divvy. That looks like a nasty little liquidity grab this morning. I like this setup. I haven't stayed up to date. Is Evan still here?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shit. You've been hanging out this whole time. Is there any news on MRVL lately?
I have not seen much. I've not looked, if I'm being real. MRVL. Goldman initiated a hold rating last week.
Yeah, so they got
Not seen much.
Yeah, so they're holding right now. This is a longer term play for me. It's not a breakdown yet. It's definitely not out of the woods. It looks like a good, so somebody bought the dip this morning on MRVL. That's for sure. That could have been real ugly, but that's a pretty strong dip buyer. the market bought this dip pretty strong. So it's constructive, but not crazy out of the weeds. It might be what it needed to get out of this over the 20-day. So that looks cool. That looks good. If it gets up to 75 again, that's fine. It'll probably pull back. I want to see it hold that 20-day simple. CAVA, a little hot and heavy. I am long CAVA, but this was right into resistance. I rolled up and out, but I don't expect this to continue massively. I thought it was going to take a hard breather. Today, okay, cool, it's coming back. But every time I thought that this was like going to be done, it just kept going. So yeah, just going to let this be and continue on just watching it for right now. If it comes close to 85s, then I'll get really interested again. But for right now, I'll just let this be what it is, and that's just taking a breather at resistance right here. No touchy. Spencer. All right. I think that is it for MSTR. This thing is crazy. 450, dude. What can you say? 450 is not the all-time highs. But my God, it gets squeezy up there. $533. This is filled. That is filled. That is filled. 438. Is 438 filled? 438 is filled now, and as long as 538 holds, 438 holds. There's still 438 holds. There's still 533 to fill from a fair value perspective. And then let's just measure this. Can't believe I'm doing that. So this tracks. Okay. So this is the consolidation. Gee, mini crikey, right here. You can pull all the way back to 430, still be good, but you're holding. 453 is that major break right there. It's probably going to bang its head up against that a couple times. You might see 470s, 465 to 470. Then it's 500. Really, it's 535. And then the extension of just this consolidation is 570. It is what it is on that one. If this is to be the consolidation, then I'm not going to say that number, but it's somewhere up in here. All right. That's it for me, boys and girls. It's been real. It's been fun. It's almost break time. Then I'm going to get back to the server. There's a couple trades I didn't look at that I am in. I like Twilio from a software perspective. That's one I just grabbed. Shopify we didn't really look at, but that looks strong this morning. We'll see. Arista, Dell is probably still a good watch. We'll see. It was having a nice little pullback this morning. What else we got on deck? Silver pulled back. Twilio is not bad. Is China still holding up there, hasn't it? Tessie we'll take a look at. AMD's doing well still. And I got some Home Depot trades on in case the home builders come back. And I still like the lift. But that's it, boys and girls. I love you all. Evan, any final words? Close her out.
Appreciate you, Paper. If you guys want to join his Discord, I've made some money there. Just check out the link in his bio, all that good stuff.
Everybody makes money there. That's for sure. If you're not in there, link is in the description. Check out the channel where they post their profits. It's nasty. They're doing some big stuff. But yeah, it's I don't know. Everybody makes money. Not everybody. I don't know. I don't know. A lot of people make a lot of money there. So, it's been fun. It's been real. And I will see you guys on the next one. Cool. Appreciate you hopping in today, Ev. Later. Peace out.